So, like, the book of Nehemiah is a very practical book on leadership. And each chapter is basically another step in leadership development. And we don't have enough time to go into all those steps. So we're just going to read from chapter 1. So read with me, and don't just watch this video, but read it with me, okay? Chapter 1 and verse 1, the Bible says, "The words of Nehemiah, the son of Hakaliah. Now it happened in the month of Chislev, in the 20th year, as I was in Susa the capital, that Hanani, one of my brothers, came with certain men from Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews who escaped, who had survived the exile, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said to me, the remnant there in the province, who had survived the exile, is in great trouble and shame. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates are destroyed by fire." Now listen very carefully. Verse 4, and this is it. This is the last verse. "As soon as I heard these words, I sat down, I wept, I mourned for days, and I continued fasting and praying before the God of heaven." And he goes into his prayer. Like, this is the first kind of main principle of leadership. Leadership can be by perception, by appointment, by position, or self-appointed. Okay, there's different forms of leadership. But when it comes to biblical leadership, when it comes to core of spiritual leadership, it's here when Nehemiah, when he asked his brethren, "Hey, how's it going back home?" And these guys said that, "Hey, the wall's broken down and nothing's being rebuilt and it's just there's other chaos." Like, he just doesn't say, "Oh, okay, that's too bad." Like, there's 5 reactions, and in the Hebrew, there's like 5 verbs that just go right after each other. He says, "As soon as I heard these words, I sat." There's a physical reaction. He sits down. Like, the strength in his legs give out. Then he mourns, or he weeps. There's an emotional reaction. He's mourning for days, not 1 or 2. And he continues fasting and praying. I mean, there's a physical, emotional, spiritual reaction. I mean, this is getting at his raison d'être. My French is horrible. My reason of being. It impacts all of it. And the question is this isn't only for leaders, but really any Christian disciple. Is what is that one thing that when you hear that it's not done well, or it's not rebuilt, or it's just in chaos, like, it impacts you on that level? That is what God is calling you to fix. It may be the thing that you've complained about all these years. It may be the thing that maybe even church leadership just has not seen, or has not even invested money, or whatever it is. If it impacts you on that level, you are to be the Nehemiah to rebuild the wall in that case. God will help you. God will answer your prayer. And if you look at this chapter carefully, in a matter of a couple months, God answers his prayer. And it changes the course of his life forever. If that's a prayer that you want to pray, if you're willing to brave your life being changed in a matter of months, try Nehemiah chapter 1, and God will make you a Nehemiah for today.